Hey, hey, hey. Hi, everyone. Thank you all so much. First of all, thank you so much for your emails, checking on me. Thank you so much for your communication. Thank you so much for those of you who have sent me messages saying we haven't seen you for a while and I hope you're okay. And for those people, I genuinely appreciate you. Um, Also, for those of you who have come to check me out, have come to check out the business, to see what I'm up to with the CMOS. I appreciate you. And I can't say enough for those of you who have subscribed to the channel over the years, and those of you who are who have invested in the company over the years. I genuinely appreciate you. So, yes, I am still here in Tanzania. Yes, I am still doing my business. Yes, I am still going strong as ever. If you check my last two or three videos when I was doing the Anywhere in Africa workshop, I was clear, I was clear that I would not have the time to do any more workshops or any more videos. I think I was clear. I'm sorry if I wasn't. That I wouldn't have the time to do any more videos or workshops for a while because I was going to be busy putting everything together for the company and putting everything together for my own projects. So, but I am available this Sunday in case anyone would like to participate in the Anywhere in Africa workshop. I know it is 8 a.m., probably 1 a.m. your time, and half of y'all are asleep already. But some of you are late bugs. So I said, okay, let me do this. And then I'll do another one, later on in the day. Or, y'all can just check this out when you wake up. I'm not sure how the YouTube algorithms work. But for those of you who are seeing me for the first time, my name is Renee. Um, 3.5 years ago, almost 4 years ago, July will make 4 years since I am living in Tanzania with my daughter. I moved here with my then 4-year-old daughter um, during the COVID pandemic. And I had certain things in my head. I had certain visions in my mind. I had an idea about what I wanted to do, but more importantly, I had a clear idea about who I was and who I was not, and the things that I wanted to accomplish, and how life in America was not reflective of the person who I am and the person who was inside of me and the person who wanted to come out. So, when I moved here with the intent, when I came here with the intention of moving. I didn't come here with the intention of visiting to see how it goes, to see if I like it. I made a decisive decision that I was going to move to Tanzania, and I was going to invest myself in Tanzania, and I was going to invest my money in Tanzania, and I was going to invest in Tanzanian people, and I was going to bring jobs, I was going to bring opportunities, and I was going to give my child a better life. And so, those were the things that were in my mind. And the thing that a lot of people don't know is that I didn't have any support system. I knew no one when I came here. I had no friends. I had no boyfriend. I had nobody here promising me a job, promising me marriage, promising me a place to live, promising me, that they would help me. I had no one guiding me, and only through the power of the Creator. And I have, recently reopened all of those videos that I made on the very first time that I was coming here. But there are specific things that I did coming here. Okay. Like I was just saying, it was really more about who I was and what I was willing to do to be who I was, where I wanted to be. And if that meant being in a country that was new and strange, and oh well, that was the reality that I signed up for. I needed to be me. I needed to express the things that were inside of me. I needed to be able to demonstrate to myself that the ideas that I had could be expressed somewhere. And to me, coming to Tanzania or coming to Africa was an opportunity for me to express the highest version of myself, how I saw myself. I knew what was inside of me. A lot of people had to learn or see. Obviously, other people have to learn and see what's inside of you. They can't see inside of you. They don't know your inner thinkings. They don't know your ideas. They don't know your goals. They don't know your visions, right? And so when you live in a place like the West, where everything is already created, everything is already made, everywhere you look, there is no room for improvement. There is no room for ideas. There is no room for, for really using your basic natural grafting skills to get to a different level. They have a thing called the world called developing world, right? Where that's a term that they use to speak down on third world countries or developing nations, or the developing world, because their world is already developed, right? And if you want to develop in their world, there is more. You have to be more. You have to have generational wealth. You have to be coming from things that most of us Black people don't have generationally. Most of us don't have the connections, the insights. We didn't go to the right universities. We didn't go to, we didn't graduate out of Ivy League. We don't have the connections to get us to, the place in knowledge where we need to access certain things like technology development and, chemical development, or whatever it is that they're looking to develop, or even robotic development. And so we Black people, we get left behind, and in all sectors we look at it and we go, well, they're racist. Oh, this sun is getting me. Okay, maybe this is good. Yeah, we go, they're racist. There isn't enough representation of Black people in technology. There isn't enough representation of Black people in the arts. There isn't enough representation of Black people in film. There isn't enough representation of Black people in this, in that. Yes, that is how their society is designed. Okay? And so when I decided that I was going to put my energy and my strength in Africa, I had to have a tool set. I had to have a seed of energy and strength and knowledge and know-how to plant in Africa. And that is the core of what these workshops are about. Okay? So they're not necessarily only to say, you can move to Africa, anybody can move to Africa. No, it's really about your mindset and the things that you can do to change your mindset, to create your own reality anywhere you choose. And the reason why I say anywhere in Africa workshop, I am on the African bandwagon, and I'm going to be on the African bandwagon from the beginning to the end. It doesn't matter. As long as Africa exists as a continent, I am here to tell you that as a Black person, I would prefer to live and work and do business nowhere else but here. Yay! Tanzania does put up a fight, but what does that say about me if I let them win, or if I let them break me down, or if I let them cause me to quit? What does that say about me? I am prepared for the battle. I am here. that is already half the battle won. I already been done got on the plane. I already been done came. I already been done invested. I already been done hired people. I already ran through all their hoops of fire. I've paid all of the different kinds of, taxes and bills and this and that. I have ran around on their treadmill. I have been the hamster in the wheel. I have done everything that they said I was supposed to do. And so there is no denying me. So I am not going to be deterred by a few little turds in the way. No, sirree, that's not me. You see what I'm saying? So right now, this Anywhere in Africa workshop is really about mental development, because what you are coming from in the developed world, with everything laid and set for you, your psychology is designed a certain way. When you are coming to the developing world, you have to remember those terms in your head. You are developing. Every single thing that I have done here, I have had to develop. Okay, because I am in the developing world. The restaurant, I had to develop. This house, I had to develop. The company, I had to develop. It is not here. The infrastructure doesn't exist. So you cannot come here with your Western mindset and expect that it delivers for you in a certain kind of way. It requires patience. It requires attention. It requires humility. It requires focus. And above all, it requires your mental resilience. If you do not have those things, you will not be able to conquer yourself, America, or Africa. That is a fact. That is what these shops are about. And I hope I am dropping some knowledge and giving you some ideas on what you can do, or what I am doing, or what it's about. When you see me go missing off this channel for weeks, days, months, yes, I have to go missing, because I am the kind of person that when I'm saying I'm going to do something, I do it. And if it requires my time and attention to get it done properly, I will spend the time to get it done. If it says whatever it is that I'm trying to do, like right now, I'm trying to not just ship a container or sell some things to the United States or whatever. It goes beyond that. Okay, what my whole company is about is demonstrating that we, the diaspora, can return to Africa with our knowledge and our skills, our ideas and our wealth, if you call it. Okay, I wouldn't use the term wealth, I would use resources, because we don't have wealth until we come together collectively as a group. That's when we have wealth. Okay, but when we are alone, we have resources. We have knowledge, wisdom, and know-how. And the ability to apply those things require intelligent forethought. It requires planning. It requires a lot of humble, quiet time. It requires not getting your hair done. It requires not getting your nails done. It requires not going to the club. It requires not engaging in certain kinds of relationships that do nothing but take away your time. It requires your full, undivided attention. So my entire purpose for here and the company that I started, the East Africa Seaweed Company, is to demonstrate what we can do when we have the resources of Africa, the know-how, and the resources of the West, with a specific focus towards the development of African people and the country in which we reside. That is the whole objective of my business, the East Africa Seaweed Company. That is my whole and sole purpose. If it was a matter of getting wealthy or getting rich, there are other things that I can concentrate my energy on, which will yield me equal, if not more, return. Okay? But there are many things that I can do, and I'm also doing those things because they too require my attention. My ideas require my attention. My person requires my attention. Okay? When I go in, I am all in. When I say I am going to do this or I'm going to start the company to do that, that is what I am doing. As long as I have spoken it out of my mouth because I thought it first in my mind, it is already created. So whether someone believes me or whether someone invests in me or doesn't invest in me or doesn't believe me or is coming along with me to see what happens or is not sure or what, none of those people have any they have no bearing whatsoever, no kind of bearing on my outcomes. They are only a part of the flora and fauna. Just like how you can see these trees and you can see the beach out there, it's a part of the flora and fauna. Some flora and fauna is good, okay? Some flora and fauna is not good, okay? And some flora and fauna simply do not know how to process the soil in which that seed has been planted. They themselves have not been prepared. So people have this mentality when it comes to Black women. There is a lot of prepackaged ideas that society has created and developed and implemented onto the Black woman. Okay? And it goes without anyone actually telling you or denying you or cutting you down and telling you you will never be nothing. It comes with the territory of the skin. It is in the music. It is in the attitude. It is in the behavior. We get it a lot from men. We get it a lot from our parents. We get it a lot from, school. We get it a lot from teachers. We get it a lot from a lot of people who only see women a certain way. And because B, they believe that Black women are this level of the society, that you will not be able to do this. For example, this house in which I am sitting in, this house right here, 3 years ago, this was an abandoned building. This window that you can see, that didn't exist. This roof over my head wasn't there. That gate wasn't there. None of this was here. This is a place that I built. And some of you know that, and some of you were here for it. But guess what? There were so many people who were here just to watch me fail. And that's not this channel. That's not this show. If that's what you're tuning in for or hoping to see happen, you will have to live and die at least 1,000 times. But it's not in this lifetime. No, sirree, because I don't give up. Some people didn't, when they initially saw me starting this project, they thought, what is she, a single mother, going to do? But they would never say that of a single father. If a Black man came here and did even a quarter of what I did, this channel would have been 20,000, 100,000, 1 million views. Look at what this man did, this guy did. All the bloggers would have been here. All of the video people would have been here. All of the media would have been here. All of these the attention would have been here. Okay? They would have been here. But I'm a woman. First of all, they didn't think I was going to finish it. Second of all, they didn't know what the hell to think of me. Third of all, They were shocked and surprised and awed that I not only finished it, I did what I said I would do. I prepared a place that where I am, you can also be. I did that. I have a place. I still have a place, and they still haven't come because how dare me as a woman come all the way to Africa with a baby and do this? I am not here to prove anything to you. I am here to exercise what is inside of me. I am here to better my best and better myself. Those are the kind of things that you need to apply to your consciousness when you are seeking to move to Africa. You cannot think for a minute in any kind of doubt. You cannot accomplish anything with doubt holding you back. It is simply not done. It's like it's like having your hand break up. How can you do something and have hope? You don't have hope. You know. How can you do something and think for a minute, what if I fail? You will never succeed. Those ideas should not even come into your mind. And I have, a way of doing things. I have a way of achieving and accomplishing things. If people know me and know me well and have known me for years, and I mean the years before YouTube, the one thing they will tell you is that I am a master manifester. I can manifest anything. I can manifest anything I desire. And there is a way of doing it. You have to first have control of your mind, control of your emotions, control of yourself. Before you even think of what you want, do you even know who you are? How can you get anything if you don't know who you are? You will get things that don't match up to your consciousness. You will get things that don't bring you peace. You will get things that don't make you content at night. You can't ask for $1 billion. You are not willing to invest the time and energy to acquire that. You can't ask for certain things because you do not have the character to develop, to have, hold, and own and retain the things in which you say you want. So there is a certain kind of work that comes with a certain kind of desire. You see it, you want it, you hold it, you have it, you keep it. That is how it works. Okay? And it goes the same for Africa. If you are looking to come to Africa, if you're looking to accomplish something in Africa, if you're looking to move and grow and raise your family in Africa, you have to be a person who is willing to put in some work. You have to know who you are and what you will work for and what you won't work for. You see, the thing is, every single thing that you want, there is an action, an equal action behind it. There is an equal action behind it. I manifested this house 2 years before coming here. There is a YouTube video that was published in 2019, not on this channel. If you put into YouTube, the mansion in Mombasa, you will find this identical house in Mombasa, Kenya. I decided that I was going to move to Africa. I was going to move to East Africa. I went, I got many visions to come to Tanzania. Many. I can't even begin to tell you how many. But I was like, God, I don't know nobody over there. What am I going there to do? I don't know anyone there. I question God so many times. I question God like Jonah. I was trying not to go to Nineveh. I was trying to go to the opposite direction. I was trying to go my way. Okay? And time again in prayer, Tanzania came to me. And I said, no. Oh, but I could go to Kenya. In one of my visions, the Maasai people came to me in one of my searches. The Maasai people came to me, and when I went and Googled the Maasai people come from it in Wikipedia. It says that they come from Mount Kilimanjaro and in Tanzania and the plains around there, and also Kenya. So I grabbed onto Kenya. Okay, when I grabbed onto Kenya, I was like, "Yep, okay. I don't know no Tanzania, but I know Kenya. I'm gonna go to Kenya." So, in my infinite wisdom and my desire to manipulate and mold reality, I went on the Kenyan Standard newspaper and I started looking for houses. And each and every single time I would go, I would see this house and I said, "That's my dream house. That's where I want to live. That's what I'm going to do. I want a house just by the Indian Ocean. That's it. This big white house." It was beautiful, but I couldn't download any of the images. I couldn't download anything. And I'm like, I'm not going to make a vision board. Mm-mm. I have a way of doing the things that I want to do. Whenever I'm trying to accomplish, there are two things I make. I will either make a PowerPoint or I'll make a video about it. Okay? So I decided that I was going to make a video, but there was no way for me to access these images. So I had to rip each and every one of them, something like 200 images, and I compiled that into a video. And I sold myself that house through the video. And that video, I turned it in for my example of what I would make for real estate companies for my documentary scholarship to get into film school. Okay, and that video got me into film school. However, that video was created specifically for me. I wanted the house on the Indian Ocean. The house was something like $8 million. I don't know how much they wanted, but it was way more than what was in my bank account. But that was my house. I am going to live in that house. I am going to own that house. I am going to live at the Indian Ocean. I saw the driveway, this long, beautiful driveway with lush tropical gardens. Okay, I can tell you exactly how that house is situated. The house is situated where on the front of the house, it was in an area called Niali. Okay, and it's adjacent to a 4-star property. I tracked down the real estate agent. He sent me a video, and a part of that video I was able to use and insert it into the the film. Okay, and but he would never tell me where it was. He said, "Oh, it's adjacent to a 4-star property." So I'm like, there could only be so many 4-star properties in in this area. So I used Google Maps and I found a property and I found its geographical location. And now I knew where this property was. So the beginning of the property has lush vegetation and this long driveway. And then after you got at the end of that driveway, there was this big, beautiful white house. And it had this long corridor, and you can see the ocean from every room. And it had big, beautiful windows, and it was just fine. It was just fine artwork. It was just fine work, And at the back of that property, you had to go through this huge field and then of coconut groves. And then at the edge of that field was the Indian Ocean, was a gate to the beach. Now, did that, I think, 2019. And I would watch that video every single day. I would watch the video in the morning. I would watch the video in the afternoon. I would watch the video in the night. I imagined for myself what it would feel like waking up in that house. I imagined for myself what it would feel like to have JoJo playing in that front yard. I imagined for myself what it would feel like walking down to the beach. Okay? Every single time I played that video. Now, maybe if I was making that video and I was, at your house or whatever, you would tell me I was dumb. You would ask me what I was doing. You would tell me that don't make any sense. You would tell me that was stupid. You would tell me, so many other things to deter me from making that video. So peep this. 1 month after coming to Tanzania, 1 month after coming here, trying to help folks, trying to guide people to where they should live, when I was looking for a home, there were some homes across the street from this house that I was, showing people how much they could get for that house. And when I started to help people, I was showing them that house. Like, listen, you could go to this house, and no one was biting, but I kept coming back here. I don't know why I kept coming back here. I kept coming back in my imagination. I didn't see the house. I didn't know the house existed, because wherever you are around this house, all you see is bush. So I decided to invest in the 3 townhouses across the way. And that's what I was going to use for people who wanted somewhere to stay when they wanted to come to Tanzania, where they're asking me, where can I stay? So I invested in 3 of those properties. So I said, okay, at least now I don't have to chuck everyone in a hotel, or not everyone can afford a hotel, but I'll rent those houses and then I'll do Airbnb. And so I'll be able to support those people. So one evening, I was getting frustrated with the lady because I was also, bringing her tenants. However, she wasn't doing the repairs. She wasn't like keeping up with the property. And I'm like, I would not stick my mother in a place where the cupboards look like this. Can y'all not fix up the cupboards or something? And I was getting frustrated with her. And I was also getting frustrated with some things that were happening in my phone, and I had just said to myself, no, not today. I don't have time for any of this negative energy. Jackson and I were driving out of that property. It was somewhere about 5:30. Jackson, Jojo, and I, we were driving out of that property. And in the desire to dismiss the foolishness that was going on in my phone, and with the landlady not wanting to repair the cupboard for the lady I had rented the house, I just to dismiss this storm, I turned to the guard for that house and I said, what is there? What is behind that wall? Every single time I come here, all I see is bush. I can't tell what is there. When I do a Google search, I look down and there I see nothing but bush. I don't know what's over there. He said, well, go on over there. It's for rent. You might like it. I went over there and I came over here, and it was frightening. The level of disrepair that was here was frightening. And I was like, I don't know who it's for, but I'm glad it's not me. Thank you. Goodbye. And so I went home and dismissed it because it looked like a train wreck. And I went home and I had a vision of me walking through the yard and there were steps that actually led to the beach. And I was like, what? So I called Jackson the next day and I said, come, let's go back there. And he said, go back where? I said, let's go back to the house. The vision said to go and see it in the daytime. I might like it. So I came back. And when I came back in the morning is when I saw that this was the mansion in Mombasa. The layout of this house is the exact same as that house. The difference between this house and that house is that house had the field in the back. You had to go through the field to get to the beach. This house has the field in the front. You have to go through the field to get to the house. And so it was just mind blowing to me that this thing, this old, dilapidated, broken down, rickety thing, had the potential to be what I had seen. It had the potential to grow into something that I had already seen. Immediately after signing the lease, I knew that it was going to be done. I didn't doubt for a minute. I didn't take it on and say, I don't know what's going to happen. I took it on and I didn't half step. When I took on the property, I didn't intend to do the construction initially on the main house because there are two houses. It has another small little house. And I said, okay, I can fix that up. That's within my budget. I could just fix that up. And, you know, the day after I signed the lease, Jackson brought a contractor and said, I can do, he said, let me show you what I can do. And I said, okay, go for it. And, I started with that guy and, I decided to create a project, a system for how I was going to do the windows, how I was going to, do each and every step, how I was going to blow out and take out the ironwork, how I was going to reinstall new fixtures. So it had I created a whole structure of how I was going to run the construction project based on my background in project management, but even deeper on my knowledge of construction that I had learned from my father, which was so small. It was just being a kid, following him around, watching what he was doing, how he was doing what he was doing. And I had taken that knowledge and I was partners in a construction company with another master engineer many years ago, between like 2013 and 2010 and 2014, right? But so I knew I had the skills. So it wasn't the skills that kept me driving. What kept me driving on this particular project was I had already seen it. I knew it already existed. I know that this house existed in my mind, and I was going to take it from here to reality. There was no way in my mind, in my thinking, did I ever say to myself, I can see this house finished. Or what would it feel like finished? Or, oh wow, I can't wait for it to be finished. I never had that conversation with myself. Never. Because in my mind, it was already finished. In my mind, it was already done. The thing had already been. It had already existed. And that is the kind of consciousness that you have to take on. It is hard work for the normal average person to take on or to consider. But as children, we imagine the things that we want, and it shows up on Christmas morning. We draw the bicycle. We tell everybody who will listen that we want a bicycle, and we receive a bicycle. Whether our parents bought it or an auntie sent the money or somebody sent the money for it, we manifest it as children because we go through our imagination. So as adults, we have learned to let, facts, tangible reality, all these damn bills and stress and children take away our ability to use our imagination. Okay? And that is key part and parcel to this workshop that I'm doing, is using your imagination to describe and desire for yourself the things that you see that you want for you. Okay? So you have to come up with your own consciousness. You have to come up with your own ideas. of what success looks like for you. Do you want to come to Africa and form a metals company? Do you want to come to Africa and do, you know, and form a sanitation company? Great ideas. Great ideas, but who are you to accomplish this thing? Do you already have the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of how to not only acquire and achieve, but also maintain and retain? Do you have this knowledge in you? Do you have the resilience in you to overcome all that you are going to encounter as you are developing? Because you coming to a developing nation, that is what you're doing. But on top of developing this thing, you are also developing yourself. You are also a part of the project. Okay? You will become something else. On the other side of whatever it is that you see in Africa that you want to accomplish, you must also remember that you are also a part of the product. Who are you now? Who will you become? What skills do you need now in order to do that? Now, some people don't necessarily have the fight left. They don't necessarily have the insight. They don't have the knowledge, the know-how, or the ability. And very few actually have the ideas or the ability. And this is why my company is structured the way it is. We are registered by the Tanzanian Investment Center. We can accept investors. We can provide the residency for investors. We can create opportunities. There are so many things that can be done through this company. But a company isn't one person. A company is many people who share similar ideas, who are willing to work together to accomplish a specific goal. So I'm still interested in partners seeking to partner with me for the development of the East Africa Seaweed Company, the development of this massive real estate project that I have here. Anything that you see that I have that you would like to participate in, connect with me. Okay, in the description is my email address. I'll also add it here on the page. There is a my email address in the description box, and the link to booking here. So let me see. So if you would like to make a reservation for coming here, for booking some time with me, for booking a one-on-one, go ahead and send me the email. The link for booking here is in the YouTube channel description box. So again, I apologize to anyone who did not get the message when I said that I would be busy. The first quarter of 2024, we're going into Q1. And, you know, at the end of Q1, there is a lot to do. So at the end of every quarter for the year, there is a lot to do. There's a lot to do concerning the company. But I also had to prioritize myself, because since I have come to Africa, I have been running. I have been building, doing, you know, running all over the place. And I would not say, yeah, it's not good. You know, when you're an entrepreneur, you are doing everything on your own, right? And you're doing everything yourself, right? So, you know, in my world, I am and I have been doing everything on my own, conceiving things, and then I would have to hire someone or pay someone to execute on some of these things, right? And, you know, I had to make a conscious decision about how I was spending my time. That was you know, that was reflective of, you know, me, right? So you know, for those of you who are interested, those in the Anywhere in Africa workshop that I am hosting this afternoon, go ahead and send me a message. I am not sure when again I will be able to host another workshop. You know, I'm not sure when again I will be able to commit the block of time that is needed. And I can only do these on you know, when I have the time to commit to it. Okay, so please go ahead and send me an email if you would like to stay at the Exodus House. The link is in the page description. If you would like to, you know, have a one-on-one with me, go ahead and send me an email. If you would like to have a conversation about investing in the company, go ahead and send an email. There is a lot of opportunities here, you know, but I can't stay here and tell you there of all the glorious things that is happening here, because, you know, I have to spend so much time convincing you or showing you or doing this or doing that, when the actual work itself requires my attention, requires my time. We have a great opportunity with the government and the World Bank. We have a great opportunity. We have a grant that is processing. We have beautiful things that are happening, opportunities for employment in the district in which I am working. This is my, let me show you where I work there. So that's where I work. Okay, I don't know if you can see it, but that's my job. Processing seaweed and mariculture. That's my job on this beach in this district. So, whoa, okay. All right. I didn't see that before. Yeah. So that's my job. So go ahead and send me an email. You know, you're only going to accomplish as much as you think you can, and if you have the skills to match that, okay? If you are not prepared psychologically for the journey, you need to get prepared. Okay, it's more than buying a plane ticket. It's more than buying, you know, a dual SIM phone. It is preparation. It's mental preparation. And your mental preparation is what is going to determine your attitude, and your attitude is going to determine who and how many people will help you. People are here to help you, but they are not going to help dead weight. They're not going to help confusion, and they're not going to help people who do not know who they are, what they want, and where they think they're going. These are things you must know. Okay? You are coming here as if you are about to receive the biggest gift of your life. And if you come here with that energy, I guarantee you there are so many people who will line up to help you. Okay? Over the years, I have helped hundreds of people to navigate and relocate, not just to Africa. I have people who now live in Dubai. I have people who now live in Kuwait. I have people who now live in Egypt. I have people who now live in Africa. I have people who are living all over this world because they took their one-on-one with me. They paid their money and I gave them guidance. I can do the same for you. Go ahead and send me an email. Okay? I have a lot to share. I have a lot to give. Communicate with me no matter where you are, what walk of life you're in, what your profession is. I guarantee you, I have something for you. Okay? Bye-bye. Thanks for watching.